Okay, we just finished Stratus. Let's now go do our next lettering. I'm going to click back to my main screen here and demagnify just a little bit. When you're finished with a word that you like, you could go into the layer and lock up that group if you wanted to, or just hit Command 2. I'm going to go into the layer and lock up that group because I'm done. I don't want to, you know, I don't want to have it selected anymore. What I'm going to do next is a little bit of a, not a hard one, but I want you to see a multiple one, okay? So I'm going to get semi-close to the word Mopar, and I'm circling what I'm going to do. It's called Mopar Performance with the indicia of the Chrysler logo. I'm going to go back over to my lettering that is over here, my template, hit the V key standing for the selection tool, and grab the word Mopar. I'm now going to bring it over and drop it in a semi-position. Of course it's rather large, okay? And what I'm going to do is hold the Command key and I'm going to click this. Now there's actually a compound path right there that we're going to have to remake later, and I want you to see that you are going to have to remake it later. It's alright, you can do it now or later, it doesn't really matter. But I'm going to kind of ask you or show you that this one has to be broken into 3 separate pieces. And actually the logo has to be broken into 2 separate pieces. So what I'm going to say is right now I'm going to take the direct selection tool. What I want you to do first is to start marquee from the bottom, grab the word performance, and move it out of the way. Now please do not ungroup this. So there's the word performance down here. I'm now going to marquee the Mopar from the right side and move it up and out of the way. I'm going to grab the logo and move it up and out of the way, but they aren't ungrouped. I'm now going to take the word performance and put it kind of where it should go, right in the same area. I'm now going to do all 3 ones individually, and watch how I do it. I hit the E key standing for the transform tool. I'm going to just manually, even from this distance away, I'm going to manually just squish it. So let me just take it over here and squish it. Now I'm going to put it right over the word performance where it should go, and remember I'm trying to look through blue, in this case lettering, and I'm going to turn the your layer into, up here, look over here, the your layer, holding the Command key down, and turn it into wireframe. Now here's the technique. Instead of looking at the right hand E, which is fine, we're going to look at the bottoms of all of this word performance, and I'm just going to squish it down until it's about the right size, put it right where it's supposed to go, and turn the lettering by holding your mouse outside the lettering. Now let's just make sure that all the bottoms match up, not only in the angle but where the letters are. So let me again start with the E and make sure it matches up. I'll put it away to put it back so I can make sure I'm right on the money here, and of course I have to tilt it just a wee bit more, put it down a little farther, and I'm real good. Now let me manually, with no finger on anything, stretch out the P. So look at how all the bottoms of this actually are in position. Okay, now all you've got to do on this one is grab the center icon right here, hold the Command key, and skew it into position. So let me do it. Grab this center icon right there, hold the Command key, and just fold it right into position, or skew it into position. Now let's manually do each corner. Actually it's going to bring this down a wee bit farther here, and I should be pretty close to being pretty good on it. I went a little too far. Now I'm going to manually fit this, which means, remember the quadrant thing that I talked about. This is good up here in the right, this is good up here in the left, this is good down here in the left. Let me grab this one, hold the Command key, and just fold this one into position, and now look at how nice that is, and it's pretty good. Now I don't have to lock that. I'm just going to go back and get the big word Mopar, and I'm going to do the exact same thing. So let me go way up here. With the direct selection tool, let's marquee this. Unfortunately the transform tool can't marquee anything, so you got to go to the direct select. Hit the E key, and let's now squish this one into position, or smaller, and put it down where it's supposed to go. Now let me marquee this, and let's go now, turn it real small, get it real small, turn it, and put it, so again the R right here where I'm pointing, and the M, I almost got it right off the bat right away, and the M are in the exact position they need to be. Don't worry about the P. That should fall into place. Okay, if it doesn't, don't panic. How do you do this one? You grab this icon here, hold the Command key, and fold the R into position just like this. Now let's re-skew this area, but look at how the M is in pretty good position. Let me get closer on this so you can see. Look at how the M is in fairly decent position. Well, let's fine tune it though by the middle one. So grab it, hold the command key, and now put the M into position. Okay, now I told you that your job is to now grab each corner. So let's grab this corner, hold the command key, and just position this real nice right there. Let's go over here, click, hold the command key, and fold that into position. And now look at how nice by having to fine-tune with the command key on these two things and then fine-tune on the corners, how we have the word Mopar in position. Okay, fine. Save your file, and let's go get the indicia, the actual logo. Now that one's not going to match up perfectly, so I want you to have to separate. You're not going to be able to do the border on it and the star at the same time. So listen to how I'm going to make this work. I'm going to marquee this with the direct selection tool, and if you let go, the E key allows you to grab it anywhere inside even a blank area. That's kind of the neat part about the transform tool. Let me squish it really tiny, and let's get real close to this so we can start putting this into position. But I want you to do the border first and the star second. So watch how I actually grab this star first and move it away from this. Okay? Now, kind of follow this, and if you have to write it down, fine. I'm going to marquee the little border out here. By marqueeing just this with the direct selection tool right here, by marqueeing this, all I have to do is go Command 2 to lock it. Now I can make a biggie box around this, and I have just the star, the pentastar. If I take the E key, I can move it up and out of the way. I mean, I probably could just go right now, put it right where it's supposed to go, and match it up. So how do we do that again? I'm going to sit here and I'm going to go like this and match up the top. I'm not holding any key down, by the way, and I'm just going to match up the bottom. I'm going to turn it ever so slightly until it kind of gets in the right position. Now, what we have to do here is skew. So I grab this one right here, click, hold the command key, and move that into position right here. Let go. Click the middle here, hold the command key, and move this up into position. I should be pretty darn close right now, and all it's going to take is just a little bit of fine-tuning. I'll click the center, hold the command key, and skew that into position. Now, do the same thing to the bottom. I'll click the center, or I could grab this one and this one by themselves, but why don't I just do the center one? So click, hold the command key, and I can skew it and stretch it at the same time, and there's the star matching up real nice. Okay, let's go get the border. With the direct selection tool, marquee the border. Hit it, your E key, click on it. Oops, it's locked. What a silly man. To unlock the border, I can't select it if it's locked. I go to Object, Unlock All. Now I'm going to go in and hit the E key. Please, when you unlock something, if anything else is on your file that was locked, don't just grab it and work with it. You have to deselect it and then reselect it to make sure this is the only thing you have selected. Do you remember we locked up the Stratus from a while ago, okay? And you can look over here in the layer palette. When I went to unlock all, this was the word Stratus right here where I'm circling, so I better lock that one up right there. Now, I'm going to deselect and reselect the only thing I want. Hit the E key and I can squishy squish this down and get it in about the right place. So again, with my little theory, only look at the bottom right hand corner. Okay, right now I'm very close. Stretch up the top, and let me turn it and put it into position so that I'm only worrying about this right hand side. Now what do? I know you can probably think of what to do. Grab this one and skew it. So you click, hold the command key, and skew this into position. Don't worry about it not matching up perfect. Now, this matches up nice, this matches up nice, this matches up nice. The only thing that doesn't match up is the top right-hand corner. Grab just the top right-hand corner, command key click, move that into position, and you are close enough to be acceptable to the entire file. All right, I'm going to go back now and quickly make this back into a correct compound path. So, how do we do that? I'm going to hold my command key, my finger on the command key, and click the eyeball. We have this now back into solid form. You can see that I have a problem with the registered trademark, and I also have a problem with the A. So this is what I want you to do. I want to go close to this and select both inside shapes right here. Let me see if I can grab it real easy. I'm going to probably have to go into, let me think for a moment, I'm going to have to go into the layer palette and grab this because the inside circle has to be a compound shape with the outside circle. I haven't done this in a little bit, so let me just make sure I know where I am here. Alright, here's the path that I'm talking about right there. You can see there is an inside circle. I'm going to find the inside circle right now by turning it off and selecting the inside circle. Do you see which one it is right there? Well, this inside circle should be the higher shape above the outside circle. Hope I'm not confusing you, but see the top thing right there? That is the outside circle. So I better move this inside circle up above the outside circle right there and select both of them together and then go up to Object, Compound Path, Make. And now I have my hole back. So I have to find the outside circle inside the grouping. All you got to do is select it and see which one is selected. Then hide the visibility. Then click the inside circle, see where it is, move it above the outside circle, and then select both circles and go to Object, Compound Path, Make. Now let's do the same thing with the A. I think this one will be easier to grab though. Okay, so let me click this center shape. See, that little shape right there has to be the on top shape. In this case it is. So I was able to select it, find it where it is right there. I'll hold Command Option and click once. Now I'll click on the outside shape, and you could have done that if you look at the layer palette right over here. They were already above and below each other right there where I'm selecting, right here and here and here. So I'm going to now go Object, Compound Path, Make, which I could have gone Command 8, and now I have my hole back in here, and I want you to go repair the compound paths in there. If you have to play this over again in the final section of it to repair the compound paths, please do. The next one that I'll put into here is the Viper GTSR. I'm going to have to break it down into how many? You guess. Yes, 2 separate letter groups. VIPER, and then I'm going to do GTSR all by itself.